right, guys, here we go. The map, as we said, is Daybreak, and in the bottom left we have our red Protoss player from the Team Prime. It is Creator. And in the top right, in the blue, from the team, TeamLiquid.net, it is none other than TaeJa. TaeJa, interesting fact about him is it seems like whenever he changes teams, he seems to get a little bit better.
That's
right?
true.
He started out his life on Nex. He was originally Nex TaeJa, or Nex TaeJa. He was actually in the first season of GSL ever, where he was knocked out by Fruit Dealer in the very first round. Now, after that, TaeJa switched to Slayers, right? After he switched to Slayers, got into Code A. Switched to Team Liquid, now he's in Code S. In fact, last season in Code S, he beat DRG and Jockji 2-0. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not suggesting anything to TaeJa, but it seems like whenever he changes teams, he just gets a little bit better.
I remember those matches as well because Hero, Xenio, and TaeJa ended up doing super, super well in GSL last season. Everyone went into that group and was like, sorry, TaeJa, we love you, new Liquid guy, but God bless, you're out. And then all of a sudden, turned it on its head and started destroying. So, really excited for the future of this guy. If he switches teams again, he will actually conquer the world. So, we sure hope that doesn't happen. We hope Liquid's a good fit for him for a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think once you hit Code S, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can go up from there, right? So we'll see what happens with him. But Creator.Prime, such an amazing Protoss player. I mean, he's so young. He's 16 years old right now. He's got so much talent. Oh, interestingly enough as well, TaeJa only 1 year older. TaeJa's only 17.
Yeah.
So really they're about the same age here, and he has never changed teams. Creator.Prime has been on the same team since the very beginning, so not terribly
because he
there.
Joined Prime at the age of 4, I think it was.
Yeah, so, I think so. He was like in preschool and he joined Prime.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
That's what happened. Yeah, and actually, this current GSL season is the first season that him and TaeJa will be in Code S together.
Interesting.
Actually. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see another matchup between these guys here, maybe even later on in a Code S final. So
definitely,
we have things now. It looks like TaeJa decided to go for a command center first. Barracks following that up. That Pro's harassing and annoying for a while, and we'll see what Creator does in response. Now, we've seen him play against Terran players before, and of course, he has what we even term the Creator.Prime style, which is a very passive form of play. Loves to go up to double forges, invest in his upgrades very early on, hit with a very strong army, and play defensively and ward against drops. We've also seen that he can flip that over on its head and play very aggressive when he needs to. We've seen him 4-gate Terran players in a best of situation. We've seen him do the super fast 3-gates with a little bit of pressure at the beginning of games. So he certainly is becoming a very versatile player, whereas he was kind of a one-track PvTer for a long time. Yeah,
and I mean, you see a lot of Prime players develop like that, actually. They'll have a very distinct style early on. I mean, we can use Marine King as a prime example of this. I know. He's a prime example. But anyway, my point is, let's get serious for a moment. Okay, we're going back to serious conversation, right? But their styles, a lot of Prime players will start off having a very distinct thing, and they get very good at that distinct thing, right? Beyond had something like that as well. And then after they achieve some success with that, then they start to sort of grow a little bit. They try new things. They expand their styles. They may kind of do what appears to be a slump. They may start to lose games here and there. Marine King went through that, right? Beyond did as well. Creator.Prime did too, to a certain extent, where they didn't win quite as much, but then after they're able to combine that really good style they had early on with their kind of variances that they've developed with that, with the growth they've had as a player, then they're able to come back and be very, very dominant. We've seen so many Prime players do it. They've got a good system over there in that house.
I love this build out of TaeJa. This is so cool. He decided to go command center first, into double barracks with a bunker up in the front, into third command center before gas at all. So he's delaying his upgrades.
That is interesting.
But yet, this is a very unique style, but it's going to allow him to stay pretty safe. If he got hit with a big gateway attack, he'd have a hard time holding it. But still, it allows him to stay pretty safe, but yet and we see actually a third Nexus now out of Creator.Prime. Now, he, on the other hand, may be going for a super strong gateway attack a la Startail Parting, but still very neat strategies out of these guys so far.
Yeah, it really could be. And look at that. TaeJa already sending an SCV to probably scout that third base location. He knows exactly what a lot of Protoss players have been doing lately, which is to take that really fast third, especially if they see that bunker at the front. You know, when a Creator.Prime sees that bunker at the front, that kind of tells him that his opponent doesn't want to get too aggressive. Little bit of a poke here with the Stalkers to clean out that Zelnaga tower. And oh my gosh, that Stalker's getting really low.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow, I don't know if that was the best decision for a Creator there. He took a lot of damage on that one Stalker, but
yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
He did take some damage, but does get out of there with a couple of Marines and doesn't lose anything in the process. So in the end, worked out all right for him. Base is scouted, and as we can see, there are a ton of gateways coming up now for Creator. He's going to be on a total of 7 here in a second, and that is a sufficient number of gateways to put on an immense amount of pressure pretty early on in this game. What does TaeJa have in response?
Oh, no.
He's going to be able to get in and scout it, though. He's seen 2 of the gateways. He knows Warp Gate technology is coming in. Hold on, let me take a look at his vision, and he saw only 3, but he saw one behind the mineral line.
Yeah, I think he saw enough to know what's going on here. He saw that there were only 2 gases total, so he should have a pretty good idea. Yeah, immediately starting another bunker. Actually, he already had that one almost finished. It'd be good of him to put down a 3rd, but what Creator.Prime is doing right now, obviously is very, very aggressive. It does set his tech behind a little bit, but it's not quite all in. I mean, we saw Parting and other players, a lot of the StarTale Protoss players, do like an 8-gate, right, and go way all in, really try to win with just gateway pressure. Creator.Prime's not quite doing that. It's close, but he's going to be able to come out of it if he is able to do some damage. But it is a bit of a risk. He does need to do at least some damage, I feel, with this.
That's right. And we can see TaeJa is producing a million things at the same time, finally putting down that 3rd bunker now, which is absolutely necessary for him to be able to survive this eventual attack. That is still so many units already out for Creator. He's up by 24 supply, tied on workers with his opponent, and he's going to make his way in with that very powerful gateway attack here momentarily. Is TaeJa going to be able to finish up the 3rd bunker? It's only about halfway done.
96 to 98 to 73 supply. Huge advantage for Creator.Prime, but will he be able to use it? Nice force fields trapping a lot of those SCVs behind the bunkers. Only a few in front repairing. Only 2 bunkers remaining. It looks like he might be able to do enough damage here.
The repairs, though, have not been terrible for TaeJa. He has been able to keep these bunkers alive, but the sheer amount of units that are sitting here for Creator may just be too much. Now he's starting to go through the SCVs. The supply starting to get way out of whack, and these unupgraded Marines, looks like they do have stim done, but no combat shields or much else, are unfortunately going to die.
He messes up a force field on that ramp there. Could have trapped a lot more units, but doesn't quite get it as accurately as he wants to. There we go, sending the Zelts up the ramp first, and he could just bull rush his way up there. Nice force field. Almost trapping some units, but not quite.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to matter. I think Creator.Prime's just going to walk right up the ramp and win at this point.
Looks like he is. So, you know, I had that caveat at the beginning. It's like, TaeJa with this opening will be all pretty safe unless he gets a huge gateway attack. And there it is, GG. And Creator.Prime takes game number 1.